And what's up, you guys? Welcome to the Mango Grove. My name is Krisha, and this is today's Bitcoin analysis video. I know there is an altcoin fever going on right now, especially for those of you Cardano fanboys and fangirls, but don't just skip the good part. Bitcoin is the good part. Bitcoin is the market leader. You should always have at least one eye on the market leader, okay? It's gonna, I think well, in the crypto market at the very least, if you really want to get a gauge on market cycles, basically where is the cycle at, usually for other sort of, let's say, other industries out there, you would look towards the indices. I feel like Bitcoin almost represents the index of the crypto market, so always good to have one eye on Bitcoin. Alrighty, so now with that, what are we going to be talking about today? Well, today is going to be a fun video. Today is going to be special. And if you're here, well, you're lucky. You're lucky because I'm going to show you this level on Bitcoin's chart. Now, before I told you guys that, hey, there's this level that I'm looking at, and there's a mathematical equation that I found, and it's worked historically, that if every time Bitcoin has broken this level historically, it's usually led to that next euphoric rally for the Bitcoin bull cycle. Okay, so I'll be basically showing you that level today. There's a lot of confluence on that level, which makes it even more special. And I'll be showing you the very simple equation that I used to come up with the level. Okay, and we'll back test it together. That way you get to see how this has played out. Now, for those of you wondering, oh, Krisha, I don't care about your euphoric targets. I don't have my position in. Can we get a pullback here? Where, like, what have you been doing? I've been giving you guys, I've been like a perma bull since like 16, 17K. You guys know, hell, 18K. Even before the FTX dump, I said that, hey, this is a good level. You know, this is bottom Bitcoin until freaking SBF came and pooped on my bottom calling. He pooped on it, and then it went down to 15K, and I still call bottom here. You know, I'm like, this is a good level. You know, historically, just based on price action, this is where you should be buying, but nope, price has rallied, and I gave you the most prescient call, last week at the Tenkin. I told you guys that, hey, you know what, we got a pretty decent pump. Price dumped as well. Just to give you guys a quick sort of recap on that, it was this candle right here. Pump, dump because of the fake ETF news, but the bulls hadn't left the room. That was time to be getting in. Here's the thing, guys. Of course, we'll dissect this chart to see if there's any pullback opportunity. Well, we'll be looking at the dashboard for that. Right now, this seems to be an uptrend on your lower time frames. Okay, it could pull back, but there's no signal just yet. Here's the thing. I cannot keep giving you guys trade setups while also preaching to be patient. It just doesn't make sense. It's a contradiction, right? I can't be like, no, be patient for your bid, but also check out this trade setup. It doesn't make sense, right? So when I see a good trade setup, I'll bring it to your attention ASAP. So I saw one right here. It was staring me in the face, and I brought it up to your attention. The next time I see a good trade setup, and what I mean by a good trade setup, a trade that's easy to manage, and one that also has a good risk to reward ratio. Of course, I'll be giving you guys a dedicated Bitcoin video for that, but right now I'm not seeing that. If anything, would I personally be buying Bitcoin at this level? Yes and no. I would buy if I'm looking to add to my position for the long term. I would not if I'm looking to, well, start a new position. And why is that? Because we're currently up against resistance. I'm going to get to that in a minute. But before that, let's begin with our process. Okay, and our process starts with the Mango dashboard. The dashboard will essentially tell you if there could be a potential pullback opportunity on Bitcoin's chart. Okay, I'm currently on the Mango dashboard. You can find this on app.mangoresearch.co. And also, guys, Sean has been posting some amazing altcoin trade setups under the premium videos section. So go ahead and check it out if you are a premium dashboard member. And for those of you who are not premium members, guys, there is currently a discount that's going on. It's 20% off on all plans. What happened was we actually had a 20% off on all plans throughout the bear market, which sort of expired last week, and we forgot to announce it to you guys. And yeah, because that was a blunder on our part, and now the markets are running, we don't want you guys to miss out. So what we've done instead to make up for our blunder is we've created a coupon code that's gonna, well, help you get the 20% off just in case you miss the sale. Alrighty, so go ahead and take advantage of that. The coupon code that you got to use is last call. I will be linking it on my screen as well as in the description down below. Cool beans. Now with that, Bitcoin. Okay, Wow. So we have bullish long trend signals across the board on Bitcoin. In fact, the weekly just flipped long once again a day ago. Okay, we're seeing positive returns across the board. The 12-hour is our barometer of, where's the trend at? Because the 12-hour on the dashboard has really kept you on the right side of the trend this entire time. Right now, the 12-hour is swinging long. This came in 2 weeks ago. Okay, this signal was given to you 2 weeks ago. If you had an alert on this, you caught the move. Okay, you're up by a good 20%. And this is why it's really, really good to catch your bids at important levels, because when it really comes to building on your position, you're doing that from a position of strength. Okay, you're not worried about, oh my God, am I buying the top? Oh my God, price has already rallied a good 20%. Is this the top? What if it pulls back? You're not thinking about that because you're already in a good 20% profit. Okay, now here's the thing on the pullback. What I'm seeing on this is that the volatility levels on the 4-hour and the 12-hour are really, really healthy right now. Telling me if the bulls want to step in on these lower time frames, they can, and they can actually squeeze out a bit more on this upside move. However, that being said, the daily and the 2-day, we have high volatility numbers with potential bearish divergence on the daily time frame. Now, this could signal a pullback. Now, if I bring this picture in together, what I'm seeing is this. The bulls might end up picking up price on the lower time frames, like the 4-hour and the 12-hour, so you might see another leg up, but only to get into higher time frame resistance, okay? And that's where we might find a bit of rejection. But now question is, do we have resistance overhead on the higher time frames? Well, for that, let's get into the charts. Simple answer, yes, we do. We do have resistance, important resistance. Now, you guys need to understand it's Halloween. Happy Halloween. It's October 31st. Tomorrow's the first day of November, duh. But it's a brand new month. So eyes on the monthly, because the monthly is where the resistance is really coming to play, okay? And where's the resistance coming in at? I want you guys to go ahead and switch on your Ichimoku cloud. Okay, here's our Ichimoku cloud, and if I just sort of fix my scale here, you'll notice that price currently is up against that Kijun. Okay, Kijun coming in right here at around 36.1K for those of you who want to take note of that number. 36.1K, how has the Kijun fared in the past? Well, check this out. From the 3K region, okay, all the way on that bounce, all the way up to 14K, where did price really get rejected off of there? Let me just zoom into this price action. Where did price really get rejected off of? It got rejected. Price closed. The monthly closed underneath that Tenkin. Okay, so we got rejected off that Tenkin, but I do not want you guys to, well, miss out the wick. So price can actually wick up mid-month. Okay, in the middle of the month, it could maybe even do a 28% to the upside, but only to, well, dump back down to settle underneath the Tenkin. But the Tenkin is going to be a region of contention for the bulls. I think there's going to be a battle that happens there. And notice, even once again, emerging out of the bear market phase, but we did see price respect that level as well. Okay, rejection on rejection on rejection for 3 months in a row until we managed to take it out. We got one test right here, and that's when Bitcoin went off to the races, from 11K all the way up to $60,000. Now, once again, we're up against those cloud levels. If this monthly, now there's less than 24 hours left on this. If this monthly actually closes over 36.2K, take note of the number if you want to do so. If it closes over 36.2K, what are we looking at next? $60,000. I know. And you need to understand, I mean, $60,000, guys. If from where price is at right now to 60K, that's 78%. Okay, that is freaking doable. All right, yeah, it can happen, because even from 30K all the way to 60K, that was just a 2x. But if you're just really looking at price action, keeping your biases at bay, that is the next level, okay? If we take out the Kijun at around 36.1K, we're going up there. And another confluencing factor here at around, the Kijun is that if I go ahead and switch on my monthly dynamic indicator, you'll find where is this dynamic resistance come in at. Dynamic resistance, guys, comes in at around here, okay? 35.3K. You can actually draw in a zone for yourself. Okay, this is the zone. If Bitcoin clears the zone on tomorrow's close, okay, with the upper threshold coming in at 36.1K, I'm saying we're going up. The next range, the next target, immediate target, just based on price action, comes in only at $61,000. One more thing alluding to 61K and lining up with that region is what? If I just clear out my chart, I brought up a pattern play to your attention the last time around, right? Which is this massive cup and handle like formation. If you still do not see it, this is it right here. Okay, this is the cup and handle, and if I have to go ahead and mark out the measured move of the cup and handle like formation, Okay, where does this take us up to? This will take Bitcoin all the way up to 61.4K, lining up with those tops there on the monthly closes. Now, if you guys are looking for a pullback, I particularly am going to be looking towards the 12-hour time frame. Okay, 12-hour time frame, knock off everything else. I'm seeing a bit of an M-like formation. Okay, this is it right here. We take out this wick low. That's when the M gets triggered. Okay, at which point I will be looking for another pullback to the downside. Okay, taking Bitcoin all the way down to around 31.8K. Alrighty, that is going to be the measured move. Do we break the dynamic at that point? Yes, we do break the dynamic. At which point, yeah, we could be looking at maybe $31,000 once again. So that's the level that I'll be looking at, but it's going to be an if this, then that. Only if Bitcoin actually takes out this wick low will I actually anticipate another pullback. The wick low comes in at around $33,407. Okay, that is going to be the pullback play if we get it. Right now, the bulls are still very much in control. Now, with this stuff out of the way, let's get into the euphoric target phase, right? At what point does Bitcoin really get euphoric? Well, for that, let's get into a fresh chart. All right, so here we are, Bitcoin on the monthly time frame. Get on over to your monthly time frame if you want to follow along. Now, here's the thing. These euphoric levels are based on, well, cycle analysis that I was doing some 6 months ago. Okay, and while doing this analysis, I was looking at a myriad of things, all right? But I noticed this one pattern that was playing out, and it was playing out very, very, very well across cycles. And this pattern essentially resulted in that one level that will tell me that, hey, what price does Bitcoin need to break in order for me to anticipate that next very, very rapid, aggressive markup phase in any given cycle, okay? And it's usually, and it's worked like a freaking dream. So I don't want to, well, keep you guys in suspense anymore. Let's get into it. So far, okay, as far as the cyclical aspect is concerned, Bitcoin has had a total of 4 complete cycles. What we're doing right now, I believe we're in the initiation of the 5th cycle. Okay, so this right here was 1, 2, 3, 4 cycles. Okay. Yes, I'm looking at COVID too, that entire sort of COVID cycle as one independent cycle. Okay, so now what we're doing here as far as the equation is concerned, in every cycle, I'm looking at the highest point of the cycle, okay, the high of the cycle plus the low of the cycle, and I'm grabbing the midpoint. All right, so what we're doing here is high plus low divided by 2, okay, which will give you the mid. Alrighty, so that is the equation in every cycle that's going to give us that level, and depending on where Bitcoin closes on the monthly time frame relative to that level, that's a big that's a big tell, okay, on the next euphoric phase. Now let's take, well, cycle 1 for instance. All right, this was the high, this right here, this wick low was the low. The midpoint of the high and the low came in right here at around $718. All right, and notice, as soon as we got one monthly candle close over that region, that marked the next markup phase, aggressive markup phase for Bitcoin. What you need to understand is that the markup phase had already begun right here. Okay, that was a very, very clear uptrend. But from when price actually took out that midpoint, okay, to, well, that next cycle high, that was a good 2,666% to the upside. But notice, all it took was that one monthly confirmation over that level. All right, so that's our first data point in the set. I'm like, okay, what about the second one? Well, let's go ahead and check that out. We had the high that came in right here at around $19,666. We had the low that came in right here at around $3,122. And if you plot the midpoint of that, where does that come in at? That will come in at $11,394. Now, check this out. From the rally from 3K all the way up to, well, 14K, because the wicks went all the way up to 14K, did we have a single monthly close over 11,394? No, not a single close. Okay, zoom in right here. Not a single candle close. All right, so that technically kept you on the right side, telling you that, hey, it's not yet time for the euphoric stage of the market. Right, that's when we were propelled into another mini cycle, which was cycle number 3. And at that point, if you go ahead and take the high right here and the low right here, which is the COVID low, where will that take us? Where does the midpoint come in at? Well, the midpoint comes in right here. Let me just sort of fix my scale, okay? At $8,865, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna knock off the second cycle. Okay, $8,865. All right, now emerging out of the COVID dump, notice we got consecutive closes over 8,865. We got 2 closes over that and a good momentum candle to follow through with it. 8,865, that marked Bitcoin going off to the races where we rallied all the way up to $60,000. That was a good 659% on that rally. But check out once again just how well that midpoint worked in keeping you on the right side of, well, whether or not to expect a euphoric stage or not. Should you expect that next very, very rapid rally to the upside or not? Okay, so 8,865 was the one for, well, cycle 3. Now we have data for cycle 4, right? We have the highest point of cycle 4, which is this right here, which came in around $69,000, and the lowest point of cycle 4, which is this right here, which came in around $15,479. Okay, where's the midpoint come in at? Well, the midpoint, my friends, comes in at $42,240. Why the drama? Well, check this out. If you go ahead, get on over to your weekly time frame. I'm going to fix my scale right there. Okay, just zoom out a tad bit. And let's go ahead and turn on our Ichimoku cloud. How's that for confluence? Huh? But yeah, this is, and that's why that cloud level is going to be a lot more critical than people think it's going to be. 42.2K closing monthly candles over that weekly Ichimoku cloud target is going to be a statement move by the bulls. I will not be surprised if we see a rapid rally all the way up to $60,000. Okay, 42.2K is that critical level that we all ought to be looking at. Historically, this midpoint of every previous cycle has worked out exceptionally well. All right, as I have just demonstrated. So yeah, eyes on 42.2K as the ultimate target for this bull run. Alrighty, now this wraps up our Bitcoin analysis. Of course, guys, as soon as I find more information on Bitcoin's chart and any good signals, bull run signals, bear market signals, I will be bringing this up to your attention. So if you guys want to keep up with that, make sure you're hitting the sub and the notification icon. That way you are not missing out on any future updates on Bitcoin. Also, guys, the Mango Sprouts program Module 4 is out. Module 5 drops soon, okay? I will be making an announcement on the Discord chat, as well as I will be sending you guys an email. Go ahead and check it out. I'm very, very excited for Module 5 because it's in Module 5 that I show you how I draw out my magic support and resistance regions. I'll be showing you the tips and tricks on just how I do that. Okay, right now there is an early bird sale. You're getting it for 50% off. So instead of paying $4.99, you're going to get it for $2.49. However, as soon as Module 5 drops, I will be dropping this discount rate. Okay, so just a heads up on that. So go ahead and check it out. If you want to jump into the Sprouts, you'll find it on the mangoway.com/sprouts. I will be linking this down in the description below. Now, I hope you guys enjoyed today's analysis. With this, trade safely, trade stress-free, trade the Mango way, trade the easy way.